Hello and good afternoon. It's afternoon here. We're due to have lunch soon, which I have to cook, but I thought, I'll film this video first because then I can get it out of the way. And also because this is getting kind of full. And this will be my, was it fourth Shop My Stash makeup diaries. Don't really still know what to call it, but we're going to run with that for now. And I kind of realized that when I started doing all this, I sort of said, I'm keeping track of what I'm using and what I have and things like that. And I never really talked about much like why I'm doing it and a little bit of my reasoning and philosophy behind it. So I thought I'd do a little bit of that today. And, so you can kind of skip all this if you're not interested in why I want to do this. But, there's the cost of living is increasing. Things are getting very expensive. My husband and I are both, I want to say semi-retired because we're no longer working in the corporate world, but we are still, pretty much working full time, except in different jobs that don't pay the way our corporate jobs used to pay. So, where we were able to afford a lot more of the high-end and luxury brands and not even blink about certain things anymore. We have to watch our budgets and we have to watch what we spend and what we use, and if there is a lower cost alternative to anything really across every part of our lives, not just skincare and makeup and clothes and things like that, we will take that alternative. And I know a lot of people will say, you need to buy local to support small business owners and things like that. I'm all for that. Okay. I'm all for that. But it comes down to also, can I actually afford to do that? Because sometimes, it's ridiculously expensive. I mean, I'm sorry, I cannot pay $30 for a chicken. And, I know people who can afford to pay $30 for a chicken, and they live in certain parts of the city where it is $30 to buy a chicken, but I'm getting my chicken at Aldi and it's $7. So it's that kind of thing where it's about matching my budget and matching my income to what I can afford and making the most out of everything that I have. And as I get older, we're decluttering, we're downsizing. At some point we are going to probably move into a smaller place. So we need to, get rid of a lot of the stuff that we have. I want to use what I have and use up what I have. And then, every now and then introduce something new or something fun, because I'm not completely depriving myself. But I will go for a lower cost alternative. If I can find a eyebrow pencil that works for $3 just as well as the Benefit one that I like, that is $38, $39, I will do that. However, that said, that Benefit eyebrow pencil that I love is the perfect color, and it's almost impossible to find the perfect color eyebrow pencil. So, you kind of have to weigh up those things, and well, I do anyway. So that's kind of one of the reasons. I also want to sort of, not so much become a minimalist, but certainly cut back a bit on the consumerism. Again, it's back to the budget and how much money we have and what we can afford and things like that, and just consume what we have and consume less, use up what I have so I don't waste as much, those kinds of things. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. So it's like a Shop My Stash. It's a bit of a project pan. It's every now and then there might be something new that I introduce. Like, I was running out of my contour, so I, picked up a few different contours. But I found some $3 or $4 alternatives compared, you know, from Korean beauty brands compared to a Kevin Aquan one, which I found in Mecca, which was beautiful, but it was $80. And when the lovely, lovely lady there told me how much it cost, I just went like, ugh! Like, oh my God, like, sorry, no. So that's kind of, you know, what's going on here. And I've got, you know, I used to have a beauty YouTube channel. I used to work as a beauty therapist. I used to work in makeup and beauty. So I've got a lot of stuff. As you'll see, a lot of the things I have are actually quite old. And it's just stuff from like YouTube days and work days and things like that. And I just want to use it up and not throw it away or waste it, because it's hard to donate used makeup. It's hard to sell even new makeup, and marketplace is just really challenging. And people just want the new stuff, right? So I just want to use what I have. I do have a girlfriend who's got a few daughters, so I do, you know, sort of pass on some things to her for her girls to use and play with and things like that. And I do that, but you can't donate, you know, makeup. There are very few places that will take makeup, certainly not used stuff. And I just don't have that much new stuff to get rid of, you know, so that's kind of where I'm coming from. But so 7 minutes in, and a very long-winded explanation of why I'm doing this, which I probably should have done, I don't know, 3 or 4 videos ago. It is what it is. Let's get into what I used in the last week or so. These are not weekly videos because they kind of, it's probably more fortnightly, really. I'm wearing this today. This is the Revlon Color Stay Limitless Matte. It's supposed to be hydrating. It's supposed to have hyaluronic acid in it, but my lips hate them. And I love this color, but I cannot wear this for long. So I've put it on for the video, and I'm just going to take it off when I'm done with it because I love the color. I still want to wear it, but I cannot wear this for an extended period of time because then my lips will start to peel and hate me. So, and that's not cute. Okay. You know, I should title this video, Why Will You Not End? Because we're still on this L'Oreal Infallible. There is really not much left. Look, it's like, it's super duper thin here. And I've actually started using it to set my makeup as well as use it as a powder foundation on non-makeup days. But the truth is, in the last couple of weeks, I've barely left the house, and I've really not done or put on much makeup at all because I've been really, really busy with work, and I just haven't done much. So that's kind of why I think this is taking so long, and it just will not end. But I will celebrate when it does. And then the other one, of course, is my Guerlain Meteorite. I'm still working on it. There is so much of it left. And look, that's going to take a while because I only use that as a finishing powder and only when I wear makeup, and I don't wear that. I haven't worn makeup much. I did wear my 2 go-tos, my go-to red and my go-to pink. I actually was wearing my go-to pink underneath this today when I went out, and it kind of wears down to a stain, which is sort of a slightly lighter blotted version of this color, which is beautiful, but I kind of wanted to just amp it up, which is why I put that on. And so I have those 2 that I've been wearing, and I wear them all the time, and I will keep wearing those. So that's sort of something that, you know, if I don't talk about it, just assume that at some point during the time I have worn my go-to red and I have worn my go-to pink, and they stay in the rotation. I use this. This is a very old, I'm fairly sure it's discontinued, ColourPop Blotted Ultra Blotted Lip. It's still actually quite nice and pretty, but I don't wear it on my lips. Again, it's too dry because it dries down to a matte formula, but it's super duper pretty. So what I do is I wear it on my cheeks, and it kind of just, you know, it just blends out into this gorgeous pink color that I really, really like. So I've been wearing that. I wore that. So that's kind of like what it will look like on the cheeks, kind of just blended a bit, blended out. See, that's a nice color on the cheeks. So I need to wipe this off. I opened a new packet of wipes today. These are just bamboo baby wipes. I use these to get rid of to wipe off makeup and stuff like that. And they're good. Well, it's a baby wipe. It does what it's supposed to do. So, yes, hands are clean. So that, and it goes back in the drawer over there. What other lip things have I used? Oh yeah, I kind of wanted a neutral day one day. So this is the Uma. I bought this when I was in the US a few years ago. I think it's been discontinued now. But it's one of those lip stains that I like, you know, that sort of goes on glossy and then dries down to like wears down to a stain. And I kind of wanted a nude lip. And this is sort of like that dark nude that I can wear. It's discontinued. And, you know, it was funny because I found this in Walmart. And I was like, wow, this is like a Western brand that actually... it has those lip tints that the Korean brands are known so well for. And I look at where it's made in Korea. So there you go. And I also wore the Revlon Jelly Tint. Oh, sorry, I should say what color this is. Casually Lit. This is me being old and, you know, reading at 3 feet away because the writing is just like teeny tiny. So yes, Revlon Jelly Tint, and this is in the color, oh gosh, Berry Burst. My lips don't love this particular lip stain. I think originally I was a bit allergic to it and I reacted, but look at this really pretty color. But now what I do is if I were to wear it, like in the morning, wear it once, and then it leaves behind a stain, and then I put a lip balm over the stain, I'm okay. But if I try to just reapply this throughout the day, by the end of the day or by the next day, my lips will be dry and peeling. So I can't wear that a lot. My lips have become very, very fussy and very sensitive ever since... menopause. Do not recommend. Unavoidable, but do not recommend. On the blush front, I'm wearing a very old Laura Geller. This is the Baked Heart Blush and Highlight in Pink Valentine and French Vanilla. And this is actually what's on my cheeks today. And isn't that just absolutely, like, look at that glow. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. So I wear it all smooshed together. And it kind of just looks like that. But the pink on its own, I'm really bad at this swatching business, aren't I? Is like that. So that is stunning. I think I'm starting to wear down the dome a little bit. But these, I've had this for years. These things take absolutely forever to use up. So even though I've been working on it and it's one of my favorite pink blushes, and every time I put it on, I go, oh, why don't I wear this more often? It's so pretty. Yeah, so I wore that. I really like it. I did wear this Blush and Brighten in Pink Grapefruit again from Laura Geller. I think I talked about it last time too. And, discovered that, hey, I really like this, so I'm just going to wear it again. And I did. And it was very, very pretty. I just really enjoyed it. I actually wore this with this, sort of for that more glowy, nudie kind of a look. And then I wore this Chanel, fancy, isn't it? See, this is back in the day when I was working in the corporate world and I could afford Chanel. This is the Chanel highlighter in Camellia de Plume, a highlighting powder. And it is, I'll show you what that looks like. When did I buy this? I want to say I bought this, unfortunately it's a powder product, so I want to say I bought this 2015, 2016. Somebody can look it up on the internet and just see when it was released, but it's very, very pretty. I was out shopping with a friend of mine, and we were in Macy's, maybe, I don't know, one of the big department stores, and maybe it was Nordstrom's, and we were at Chanel. She wanted to get some Chanel stuff, so they gave her a makeover, and then they did my makeup as well, and we were going out to dinner like that night with both of our hubbies after, and so they used this on me, and this was the only thing I bought from Chanel at that time. She bought a whole bunch of stuff. I think she bought like an eyeshadow, she bought lipstick, she bought some skincare because she really liked their eye cream and a bunch of stuff. But I just really liked this. Like, you know, it just blends out and it's just really pretty and it's really fine and it looks really, really pretty on the skin. And it's not like that blinding silver on the skin that you think it's going to be once you blend it out. So, because every time I look at it in the pan, I think, oh wow, that's very silver. But it doesn't come up like that on my face. So there's that. And I also used this, which is the Celestial Light Loose Powder from Laura Mercier. This is supposed to be like an all-over face powder, but I kid you not, I think it's a highlight because look at it. Look at that glow. And I know I have very glowy skin, but that's just from skincare, you know. But so I haven't used it on, I use this as a highlighter, and it's such a pretty highlighter because it's so finely milled and it's so seamless and it's just really, really pretty. So I wore that as well. I'm making an effort to use more highlighter because I kind of went off highlighter for a while, but because a lot of my blushes, you know, like this is very glowy on its own. And also, you know, like this is my skin even after this powder. I'm pretty glowy, so that's kind of why I haven't really been needing to wear a lot of highlighter, because I haven't needed the extra glow. On the face, I'm still working through this little teeny bit I'm getting there, so you can see it's kind of gone down a bit, which is the L'Oreal Tinted Serum Foundation in two colors, I think, mixed together. The very, very lightest color, which is too light for me, and then the next one up, which is too dark for me. The two of them mixed together is the perfect shade. So I'm working through that. And then I also decided to pull out this W7 Genius Featherlight Foundation, and this was, I don't know, $4 maybe from Chemist Warehouse, and this is in the, I can't see, oh, it's 30 mils. I can't see the number. It's back here if you can see it, but those were the lightest color and the next one up, which is like, look, they are so different, and you can tell right up against my face. One's going to be too light and one's going to be too dark. So what I do, and it's really, really thin and a bit runny. So I mix the two, and I think I do like 2 parts that one and 1 part this one. And mixed together, that's a bit dark. That's still a bit dark. It needs a bit more of this really light one. Is that the really, no, sorry. This really light one in it, you know, for it to work on my skin. But it's nice because it's really thin. It's got good coverage and it looks nice. So I've cracked into that a bit more and I'm wearing that a bit more. It sits a bit out of the way, sort of up there with the weird shaped bottles that don't fit in the drawer. So it's not something that I see and remember to like grab for all the time. I kind of have to make it a point to like go there for it. I've also been using, well, I used my Purito Sika Clearing BB Cream. This is a Korean BB cream, and it's got SPF something. SPF 38 PA+++. And this is 23 natural beige. The interesting thing about Korean BB creams is they kind of have a bit of a weird gray tone, but then they blend out into like absolutely nothing on the skin. But look how nice that looks. Just, and then I just put a slightly lighter powder on top of it, which is at the moment this thing that never ends, and that works out great for me. So that's I wore that a couple of times. What else did I do? No, that was pretty much it on the foundation front. On the eyeball front, oh, this look. This is so old, okay? This is, I don't know. I don't even know when it was released. But it's the Smashbox Artificial Light Luminizing Powder. It's only got 1 gram and it's teeny tiny. I kind of wanted another one, but when I went to look for it, it had run out. Well, they had discontinued it, but look, I just used this smallest amount there, and then I use a pencil brush and just blend it out, and then it just gives my inner corners a tiny bit of glow. You see that? And it's very pretty. I don't have anything else like it. And since I've had it for such a long time, I decided that, and it sits in my drawer with my eyebrow stuff, and I don't know why it's in with my eyebrow stuff. So I keep forgetting to use it. So I've pulled it out and I've used it, and I've used it 3 or 4 times last week, and I've just really enjoyed it. And it's been nice. I really like it. Look how just, I could really, you know, just amp this right up. I don't do this often because hubby's not crazy about the glowy inner lids, but sorry, inner corners, but I don't think he'll notice anyway. On the, oh, something did finally finish. The e.l.f. Lash and Roll that I've been using on my eyebrows because of the color. This is dried out completely. Mind you, I've had it since October of last year, so I've had it for a really long time, and I tried to use it this week and the last week, and it was like, no, there's nothing left. So that can go into the recycling. We have a program here called Tetracycle or TerraCycle. And they take makeup stuff, and so this is going to go in recycling. I'm very excited about this. So yes, that's gone. I love the brush. I absolutely love this brush for my eyebrows. So I'll wait till there's a sale. Usually around November when there's like a Black Friday sale with e.l.f., I'll grab another one, which should last me a year anyway. And of course, I'm still working through this. You don't need to hear me talk about this anymore because I have mentioned this every single time. But for those of you who are new here, because I know there might be some odd person who's not watched this before, this is a mix of L'Oreal Lash Paradise in black brown, a little bit of something that's black that was left over, mascara, and a very, very, very strong hold hair gel, all mixed together. And I do have a little pot there of it, of some of it that's just, but you see, there's so much in there. I know it doesn't look like much because it's like just right down the bottom of it, but in here we'll fill this tube up 2-3 more times because there's only like 1.5-2 grams of product in here, and it takes absolutely forever to use up because it's just a little bit in the eyebrows. So I'm still working on that. I have concealer that I only use intermittently, but this concealer is actually what's left of my MAC Pro Longwear concealer in NC15, and I've mixed it with what have I mixed it with? I mixed it with something to thin it out because the MAC Pro Longwear concealer is too thick and it's too high coverage, and I don't need much of it. I only need a little bit on my cheeks just to cover up some redness if the foundation is not very full coverage or even medium coverage. And I'm using up a Perfection Lumiere Velvet Smooth Effect Makeup Chanel foundation that I have had for a very long time. It's discontinued, so I've had it for a very long time. And I really only, it's beautiful, and I really only use it for mixing because it actually is too light for me to wear on my face on its own. It smells beautiful. It's got that Chanel smell, and this is how I know it's still good, is because it still smells absolutely gorgeous. So you see, it's very light, and I can kind of get away with it if I bronze, but I actually like it better as a mixer. And so, you know, I'm using up a lot of the high-end stuff that I do have. So, you know, I'm not anti-high-end stuff. I like high-end stuff. In fact, some of my most favorite foundations that seem to work the best on me is my high-end foundations, like that Gucci one I think I talked about a few weeks ago. Yeah, so then on the eyebrow front, I am using the Essence Baby Got Brow Pencil Waterproof in Dark Brunette. I think this is all right. Look, it works. It fills in the empty bits, and then I put the brow gel over it, and it all covers it up anyway, and it isn't the wrong color anymore. And then I also used this pencil, which is a Sea Beauty pencil, whose name I cannot read or pronounce because I can't read the writing. It's too light. And it's one of 3 that I have. It's the lightest one. It's the medium one. So again, I'm wearing it today, and you know, if I just put it on my brows, it looks too light, but once I put the brow gel on top of it, it works. So that's kind of what I'm doing, still doing that. Eyeshadows have been a bit interesting because I've used this, which is a Sea Beauty Decalu. It's called Decalu, and it's the shade 05. I only used this color today, and then I mixed I think this shade, pinky shade, and that shade to blend it out. But it's really pretty because it just gives me that light wash to give me the contour and a little bit of like depth that I like, but it looks pretty. So I really like that. Then I decided to crack this open. Again, Tarte, very old, from some Christmas thing, which I don't even remember. Ugh. And it's got all neutral tones. And the thing I like with these brands like Tarte and these Western brands, which great quality shadows. My friend Steph really likes Western eyeshadows because she likes the pigment and she likes that they pack a punch and there's plenty of oomph. For me, I find that it's actually too much, because I wore this and you look at it in the pan and it's not too dark, but then when it goes on my eyeballs it looks really, really dark. And this was sort of like a silver, gray, green, olivey color. But on me, it ended up looking like a sort of an olive smoky eye. And it was like, whoa, that's really dark. And that's a lot of eyeshadow. So that's kind of what, these are like. But they're gorgeous. So I've used this color so far. What else have I used? I think I used this to blend and this to blend. See, these colors here would probably be way, way, way too dark for me to wear, because I really don't wear dark eyeshadows. I really tend to only wear mid-tones. Yeah, see, these are all really dark. I could wear that. That's this one. I will probably wear that. I might wear this one too. That might be light enough for me to wear on like a dark day. See, this would be, to me, sort of like a darker shadow on me that I would wear going out in the evenings. And since I don't really leave the house and I don't go out in the evenings, that's not something that's going to happen very much, is it? Although, to be fair, tomorrow night we're going out to dinner with some friends, but we've had this booked for like months. So, and last is my Tartelette palette. I finally decided to crack it open. And these are just all mattes, and they're very pretty. But again, this row here, I probably will never use. But the rest of it is very pretty. And the quality of the eyeshadows is just, absolutely stunning. So I do really like it. And I'm not the sort to need really pigmented, like one swipe type eyeshadows, because I wear an eyeshadow base and I also use, I prefer a light eye, and I blend and I build and I blend. So it's not an issue for me if it doesn't just go on woomph, really dark in one swipe. And the last very exciting thing, my eyeshadow primer. This is the Touch in Soul No Pore Blem eyeshadow primer that I started in November of last year. It was 30 mils. And I am done. Completely done. I finished it up today, actually. So, yay me! So that's a bit of that whole, panning thing going on. But this was done, and I'm very excited because I am cracking into this, which I talked about last time, which is the, sorry, that was not very cute, was it? I should not have done that. There was a bit of lipstick stuck on my tongue. It was, oops, sorry. Yes, so this is the Spackle Tinted Under Makeup Primer in Champagne by Laura Geller. It's a little glowy. but that's okay because I like glowy. And so I'm gonna crack into this now. It'll be the next thing that I start working on in terms of primer. And I might bounce around a little bit. You know, there's nothing that says I have to only use on this stuff, which is why I'm not calling this a project plan. It's sort of more a shop my stash / project pan kind of thing. So yes, that's where I'm at. That's what has happened for this week or so. And I will get back to you the next time I have another full basket. So this is empty and we can get to collecting again, and then we'll talk about it again. So thank you. If you made it to the end, please leave. Oh, what should we leave? Oh, we used up the primer. Leave a face emoji of some sort down below in the comments, and you know, do the YouTubey things, like, comment, etc., etc. Thank you so much. And hey, let me know, do you do this sort of thing? I mean, do you project plan? I know project panning is a big thing on YouTube, and there are a lot of videos about it, but you know, how do you use your stuff? What's your sort of philosophy? Do you just buy one, use it up, and then buy another? Do you have a collection? Do you have a stash? Do you have like a few different things that you know, rotate? Let me know. I'd really like to know. And thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. I am going to go cook lunch now. We're having red soup. So red soup is capsicum, tomato, carrot. I'm using roasted capsicums and fresh capsicums. I'm also using some passata because tomatoes are ridiculously expensive right now. And there's going to be some carrots. And then we've got these gorgeous bread rolls, fresh bread rolls from the Vietnamese bakery, local Vietnamese bakery that we go to. And hubby has been really into enjoying the bread rolls with soup, and it's winter and it's cold, so you know that works too, because like last night it was like, it went down to like 4 degrees, and hubby goes, I want a snack, but I don't want to go outside because it's 4 degrees. And we don't have central heating, so we don't heat the whole house. We pretty much only heat the room we're in, and so the only part of the house at that point, which is like 11 o'clock at night, that was warm-ish, was the bedroom. So yeah, that was it. But you know, I kind of signed off. I said goodbye, and then I did all the stuff, and I'm still talking, so that's kind of me. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. I have a husband to feed. So thank you for watching again, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.